Good evening, all. Welcome to some late night Chair League action. Division 2, we have a one-game set for you. Both teams almost in lobby, so we should really be going here momentarily. Our competitors today are 5 Chen Meta. Like I said, Division 2, they are 1-5 this season, their second season in Chair League. And their opponents are the Heartbreak Kids. If I had the intro song, I would play it. They are 1-3 on the season and have been in Chair League since Season 1. So veterans of our league here. Our map will be on Infernal Shrines. And just waiting for one more from 5 Chen Meta, and we will get this show on the road. I believe the last Chair League game of Monday before the big patch tomorrow, before all the tank changes, before the season rolls. So the last chance to get in some competitive action on the current meta. Lots of changes tomorrow. Probius will be coming to the Nexus, of course, as will a number of changes and reworks. Gazlo getting a rework, Cho'Gall. A number of tanks getting some changes. Will be interesting. I think Gazlo is going to be a little overtuned. We'll see him turn down a little bit. And I'm not quite sure about Probius. Haven't figured that one out yet. So one more we're waiting for from 5 Chen Meta, and then we'll be able to get our game started.
Who is it? Who is it? Why don't we know who it is? How do I know if I wanted to hear?
All right, looks like our last member has arrived, and we will hit the start button here in just one moment. And then I also have to hit the start button on Chair League. So we will do that as well. All right, so as I mentioned, 5 Chen Meta and the Heartbreak Kids on Infernal Shrines. This is a map you see a whole lot in competitive at all levels of it. I think it's one of the more popular maps. You have the John Cena's, who will spawn at one of 3 different spots. You have the Arcane, the Frozen, and the Mortar Punisher. And the first team to secure enough of the little Shrine Guardians, I believe it's 40, will secure the services of said John Cena. And he will push down a lane and jump on the opponent's heroes, etc., etc., etc. I keep cracking up when I see HBK, of course, the wrestler who has a killer circa early 90s intro music. If you haven't heard it, go find it. It's hilarious. All right, we are hitting the start button, and we are on the draft in Infernal Shrines. 5 Chen Meta did not pick the map. That was HBK. And as a result, they being 5 Chen Meta, get first pick and first ban. Rag is getting a lot of attention in the early ban phases. So if they don't have a Rag player, I would imagine we will see a Ragnaros ban. Other common bans you're seeing on shrines is Lucio, just generally is seeing some bans, but this is Kerrigan's strongest map. Sonya, with her resurgence in the meta, is very strong on shrines as well. She can do what Kerrigan does and solo the little shrine guardians given enough time, so Sonya is very strong on this map. Tassadar is strong with either one of those heroes. And it looks like 5 Chen meta is indeed hovering the Ragnaros ban. And 5 Chen meta does decide to go with the Ragnaros, and he will not be participating in this battle. Heartbreak Kids, hey, it's my boy Haloran, how you doing? And welcome to sunny, beautiful Southern California, Haloran. We pay extra so you can enjoy the weather you're enjoying out here right now, my friend. Heartbreak Kids, now their choice for a ban. Rag, probably the most common early ban right now. Curious to see where HBK decides to go, if they go with the Lucio or the Kerrigan. Gul'dan, also very powerful. You could see a Gul'dan ban. 15 seconds left to make their decision. Some teams also like the early task ban. He just enables so many different heroes, and it is indeed the current top of the win rates, Lucio. Lucio's sound barrier is a particularly annoying ultimate to have to play around sometimes. First pick now for 5 Chen meta. Could see a Sonya. Malf is a very common first pick. He's pretty much, other than Lucio, the top support right now. So selecting Malf first really doesn't tip your hand to the other team. He fits with pretty much any composition and allows you to secure that top support. Could also see Sonya or Kerrigan, as I mentioned. Or sometimes, we don't know these teams particularly well. Sometimes you'll just see a comfort pickup, something you might not otherwise see, but is a really something one of the players on one of these teams is comfortable with. And there we go, ETC taken first overall. He's still, and probably will be for the foreseeable future, just the creme de la creme of tanks, one of the top 2 or 3 in the games. He peels exceptionally well. He initiates exceptionally well. Has 2 highly impactful choices of heroic. Can have a pseudo global if he goes the Sage Dive, and has an exceptional master skin currently on display by 5 Chen meta. HPK now has 2 choices to make here. I would be a little surprised if we didn't see a Malf, because there it is, Malf, Jaina. They both go so well together, and both of those heroes go so well with ETC. So not only are they a good choice in of themselves, but keeping that Jaina Malfurion away from ETC makes a lot of sense. The roots and the slows combined with all of the CC that ETC has to offer. Solid choices by the Heartbreak Kids. 2 selections now for 5 Chen meta. Rhaegar may be the second best support available right now, and he does really nicely on shrines because of his lightning shield that clears out the guardians pretty quick. Ancestral is absolutely impactful always. Or if you want to build a Bloodlust comp, can be viable as well. Kerrigan and Sonya both still on the board. I would be surprised if we didn't see the support here. There's the support Morales. Morales is good too, as long as the other team doesn't get a dive to isolate her out. Stim Drone works great with Vala, or if you want to go the Medivac, gives team global mobility. Always a good choice as well. Works better when a competitive environment where all the players are on comms than it does in like solo Hero League. But it's a really great heroic choice for Morales. a Team Global can really just zip you all over the map. Heartbreak Kid's choice of bans. I imagine we're going to see a Bruiser or Assassin ban out here of some sort. Karag and Vala, I keep going back to them. They're so good at soloing those shrines. Could see either one of those banned. Could ban the Tassadar because he pairs so well with Vala. Kael'thas is also very good on shrines. Maybe see a Kael'thas ban as well. Heartbreak Kids really taking their time, and they opt to ban the Falstad. Want to keep more globals away from 5 Chen meta. I wonder if looks like they're going to ban out Artanis, which does leave Dahaka still on the board. He is in a really good place right now. He is excellent on shrines in particular. He clears out those Shrine Guardians pretty well, combined with his ability to split push and the global presence he provides. He is usually not making it this far in drafts a lot of the time. You'll see him selected much earlier than this. So I would not be surprised to see HBK select the Dahaka if 5 Chen meta opts to stick with this Artanis ban. Artanis was the hotness for a little while once they switched his swap so it could be combined with his dash, and he can swap you from just, it seemed like, the next zip code. I actually just played a game where their ETC swapped me. It seemed like halfway across the map, but that swap can be deadly if you can land it. You can really isolate out some vulnerable targets if you can snipe somebody with that prism. So Heartbreak Kids now taking their next two choices. I mentioned Dahaka would not surprise me. Johanna is still good on shrines, a map that really prioritizes wave clear, which Johanna does so well. Diablo Sonya, so a big burly frontline, lots of walls for Diablo to slam people into, and Sonya is so good on the shrines. I like both of those choices for 5 Chen meta. They now have a nice big burly frontline for Jaina to operate behind, and that really leaves their 5th pick as kind of anything they want. They can flex into a second support should they choose, another assassin, some kind of counter to what 5 Chen meta goes with here. I imagine from 5 Chen meta, if I were to guess, we're going to see some kind of second tank or off tank to pair with ETC on the front line. ETC would have a little bit of a hard time holding back both Diablo and Sonya by himself, so it would make sense for them to add some big pool of hit points on the front line to contend with Sonya and Diablo. Maybe a Thrall or Dahaka still out there. And Leoric, there we go. Leoric is a nice soft counter to Diablo. Diablo has such a huge health pool, and if you can land that Dream Hope from Leoric, it really kind of takes it out of Diablo a little bit. He has to choose to either sit in the front line and just eat all that damage or peel back out of range. So 2 big burly heroes in ETC and Leoric, and 2 squishy vulnerable backliners that want to stay nice and safe in Kael'thas and Vala, and even Morales too. So plenty of slows, plenty of CC to keep the backliners safe on the side of 5 Chen meta. And Heartbreak Kids now making their last selection. An auto attack hero would be good to complement Jaina's ability power damage. Second support if they wanted to let Sonya go ham by sticking a Tassadar with her. I've seen that done to good effect as well. You could do the old school Thrall Earthquake APOC combo, or a Zeratul actually for the Ring of Frost APOC combo, and instead we see the ultimate curveball in the Lost Vikings. We don't talk about them very much because they're so rarely picked, but they are constantly toward the top of the win rates because the players that play them are generally good on them, and if you don't respond to them, they just give your team such a big XP boost. So on Infernal Shrines, when the objective pops and both teams are drawn to the shrines, those bearded Vikings are going to stay in lane and get a ton of XP. And the only globals that 5 Chen Meta has to respond to those are going to be in the form of heroics with either Stage Dive or Medevac. On the flip side, that puts a lot of pressure on Jaina. From the Heartbreak Kid, she really has to provide a sizable portion of her team's damage. So she really has to be on the spot. Her death is really going to put a big hindrance in any kind of team fight that HBK decides to take. So early game advantage will probably be for 5 Chen Meta, but as the game goes on and as those Viking bribes start to take effect, as the experience soak from the Viking starts to take effect, the longer this game goes on, the more it's probably going to go to HBK. So for the blue team, 5 Chen Meta, we have Yo Dabba Dabba playing Kael'thas, Kylo Chen on Leoric, King Dingo on ETC, Big League on Vala, and Equilibrium on Lieutenant Morales. The red team in tonight's game, the Heartbreak Kids, will have Team Captain Doom Knight on Diablo, Darth Yogurt on the Lost Vikings, Mizen? I'm going to say Mizen on Jaina, Crooks on Sonya, and Snoogans on the Malfurion. Riding, I should say, their matching elemental wolf mounts. Actually, all on the epic elemental wolf mounts, showing off their preseason rank 1 right there, or rank 10. So typically you're going to see these two teams rush to the mid, they have a little skirmish. KT wants that, assuming he took Convection at level 1, which he did not. So he does not care about the Convection stacks. However, HBK here having no part of the 5-man skirmish in the mid. Instead, they're going to try to pick somebody off here in the bottom lane, have a little bush party. No, they are going straight for the fountain cheese with Sonya and Jaina. Bottom fountain is dead. 23 seconds into the game, and there was no possible response for 5 Chen Meta. And now we have 4 people here with Olaf having a chicken wing as he sits on the floor. Big Lee on Vala caught out a little bit, but able to walk away. Now it's Jaina who's caught out a little bit, taking some damage from Vala and harass from ETC. What the Vikings allow you to do when they're in lane like this is you can rotate as a 4-man and put pressure, get picks, take out fountains apparently. And so we will see how 5 Chen Meta responds to that. There's Morales getting harassed by Diablo. Caught out. Body slam. Sonya with the slam, and down goes Morales. Doom Knight was waiting in a very aggressive position, wanting to catch somebody from 5 Chen Meta in rotation, and they did. Catching Morales, and now it's Kael'thas thought out a little bit. Diablo actually flipped Kael'thas out of the blizzard, but didn't really matter. So 2 early picks. And this is what the Vikings do for you. The rest of the team can be aggressive, they can move around the map, they can make their opposition uncomfortable. Shrine number 1 will appear in the mid lane with a small XP lead in the early going to the Heartbreak Kids. Now the disadvantage the Vikings give you at this point is for this first Shrine phase, it will be a 5-on-4. So 5 Chen Meta really has to win this Shrine phase. Jaina a little far forward, eats Kael'thas' Q. And there's the Drain Hope onto Diablo that I mentioned. You can see his health bar just melting away. Leoric can really push back the Diablo. Yeah, 5 Chen Meta, they've taken control of the Shrine with their superior numbers, and barring something weird happening, now Diablo knows he can get aggressive with that Drain Hope on cooldown. He saw it go onto the Jaina. However, Power Slide and the follow-up is there, and down goes the Lord of Terror, quickly followed by Jaina. Big League really following up on that Jaina and make sure the kill was secured. So now 2 kills to 2 kills. However, the Viking Soak is doing its job, and despite losing 2 members and the first Immortal, the Heartbreak Kids are up about a full level. And this early Punishers are pretty weak. you are not going to see this one Punisher make up a full level. Not only that, but members of 5 Chen meta have to rotate into lanes to deal with that soak, which is going to further lower the impact of the first Punisher. Not even one tower. So about a half a level difference in favor of the Heartbreak Kids. Once again, in a 4-man, trying to catch anybody out. And they're going to party bush right here. They are an aggressive party bush. And now with nobody coming and everybody accounted for, they're going to steal 5 Chen meta's camp. And Vikings player, props to him. I believe that's Darth Yogurt. It is. Has not lost any of his Vikings, and that's that can be a problem sometimes because they get hunted down. I know when I play against a Vikings opponent, I really want to hunt them down and make that Viking player uncomfortable. I want him to miss soak. I want him to constantly wonder which one of his Vikings I'm going to collapse on neck. And as I say it, Balog is the first Viking to fall in the mid lane. It looks like Vala and Medic were able to collapse on him. And now Eric goes down as well. So 2 Vikings down right as I start to talk about it. 5 Chen meta now getting a little more aggressive. You can see them invading on HBK's side of the map, trying to catch either Malfurion or Jaina in rotation here. We will have the second shrine spawning any minute now. And it will be interesting to see the decisions that 5 Chen meta decides to make here. The Viking factor is taking effect. They are falling behind in XP. Granted, they did manage to catch up a little bit. I like what HBK did. They knew that they knew that 5 Chen meta had to clear this Merc camp, and they were waiting in the bushes to see if they could catch somebody out. Good patience by 5 Chen meta not to do that. And here's the Viking bribery. This is the pressure that the Vikings provide. Eric might be in trouble here if they catch him. Oh, they didn't. Vala and KT both missed him, as did ETC. So HBK using the map pressure and the Vikings, the bribes, to allow themselves a good head start on the second altar. 5 Chen meta is going to have to get up here soon if they want to contest it, and here they come. KT Bush checks, gets body slammed and flipped over by Diablo, taking a lot of damage but able to get away thanks to Equilibrium on Medic and King Dingo on ETC. Now Diablo might be in trouble, getting pretty low, down to less than 400 hit points, but Dudge managed to walk away and tap. So 5 Chen meta drives them out. However, Heartbreak Kids know time is on their side. They only need 10 more Shrine Guardians, and they're on the verge of 10. Jaina gets caught out and exploded by ETC. Sonya, however, is on the backline wreaking havoc. There's 10 achieved. APOC goes down. Leap right onto Vala. She vaults away, does get away with her life, and a power slide on King Dingo to get out of there. Despite the Jaina kill, the Viking Soak continuing to pay dividends. Level 10 is achieved by the Heartbreak Kids. We have APOC, as seen moments ago by Diablo. Play it again on the Vikings. Ring of Frost on Jaina. Leap from Sonya. And Twilight Dream from Malfurion. Heroic still not picked up from 5 Chen meta. The last pick Vikings in particular really can be brutal, because if the other team doesn't have a global or a Zeratul or some other way to respond to the Viking pressure, it can really be difficult. And although Darth Yogurt has lost a couple of Vikings in lane, really not too many, and is able to soak. I mean, you can see the minimap, just they're all over the place, soaking every lane and allowing this 4-man to steal camps and get picks. Heroics now achieved for 5 Chen meta. We have Phoenix from Kael'thas, Entomb from Leoric, Stage Dive from ET. Nope, that is Mosh Pit from ETC. My mistake. Mosh Pit on ETC, Rain of Vengeance on Vala, and Stim Drone on Morales. So Vala will get Stim Droned, and they will have the Entomb, Rain of Vengeance, combo. There's the Ring of Frost, the APOC combo. Even though Diablo went down, the counter engage absolutely wrecks Vala, Morales, Kael'thas, and Leoric. Only ETC alive, and they may have let him go to tell the tale of what happened this day. Excellent counter engage by HBK. Diablo caught out, APOC, Ring of Frost, Leap, and a win in the team fight department for HBK. They are now 2 levels up and a talent tier up, and in the driver's seat as well. Still no forts have fallen though. 8 minutes into the game, almost 9. That will change after this Punisher though. We will see some kind of fort go down. Once again, Eric steals the Bruisers. This time he's caught by Leoric. However, Leoric by himself will not be enough to get Eric. They do get the Fat Viking in the mid lane though, Olaf falling. Now a 2.5 level lead for Heartbreak Kids with Merc pressure in the bottom camp, 5 Chen meta and in the mid camp, and Viking pressure in the top. There is just kind of too much to deal with for 5 Chen meta. They have too many things to do and not enough heroes with which to do it. And they have to do it with a talent tier level disadvantage. They are moving in, not all members here. Kael'thas a little bit late. Heartbreak Kids have shown really nice patience, and the Punisher is picked up basically for free. There's so much pressure on the map that 5 Chen meta wasn't able to clear and deal with the objective. I really don't see an adjustment that's to be made. This game just kind of feels like a slow bleed right now, as 5 Chen meta falling slowly further and further behind. As John Cena does his work in the mid, Heartbreak Kids deciding to push in top, and they're going to get most of the top keep wall before retreating as the Punisher has fallen in the mid lane. This is excellent map awareness by HBK. Good patience. They're not rushing anything. They're moving around the map using the Vikings pressure, and really putting on a clinic as how to use Vikings properly is HBK. I really think what 5 Chen meta needs is they need a decisive team fight win, and HBK just is not giving them that opportunity. They're only taking fights when they can. It looks like Eric will be caught out, and he will go down. Nope. I mean, that's just so many cooldowns expended to try to get 1/3 of a hero, and the whole time HBK is putting pressure in the mid. Now they will invade once again. 5 Chen meta just being pulled in a number of different directions. There seems like there's Merc pressure in every map. Now they will have double Mercs in the top lane, pushing towards a keep that doesn't have any wall left, basically. And now over 3 full levels up, and this, look at this. They are waiting for the party bush. They know 5 Chen meta has to rotate, and they're waiting for somebody to come up here and get the job done. They're going to see if they can get a pick. However, it's not there. They wait patiently, don't rush anything, and now they are engaging. No. Just taking a look. They decide it's not worth it, and they are immediately rotating down to the next shrine, which is due to pop here in about 10 seconds. I mean, the Vikings are just all over this map. Between Viking bribery down at the bottom, no, he's not going to get it. But there's always Mercs pressuring. This time, however, 5 Chen meta is here. They're on time, and they will be able to contest this objective. They do have the numbers, but they're down 4 levels, and it is so hard to fight 4 levels down. Sonya and Diablo combine to just wreck Kael'thas. APOC, Ring of Frost, down goes ETC, down goes Leoric. Vala soon to follow. Medic running for her life. And Morales moonfiring in pursuit. I don't think she's going to get away here, and she doesn't. The Blizzard and the Hurricane, forces of nature combining to take out Morales, and that finishes the team wipe. So much pressure all over this map. Now, all of the forts for 5 Chen meta have fallen. And they will return to the shrine to finish off the objective that they started a few minutes ago. Mortar Punisher, now in the employ of the Heartbreak Kids. It will be pushing for bottom keep. Leoric, oh no, they split 5 Chen meta and Taff. ETC forced to power slide away. Rain of Vengeance gets nobody. Vala and Medic split from the team. ETC isolated out and destroyed. That was really just bad timing. The rotation from 5 Chen meta to defend was at the aggressive side, and Heartbreak Kids just happened to show up in perfect time to split them out. Leoric gets slammed into the wall by Diablo and burned down quick. This could be game, depending on how this goes. John Cena jumping onto Kael'thas. The follow-up from Diablo. Down he goes. Only Vala and Morales alive. The Ring of Frost catches Morales. Down she goes. All members on the core. A 4-man dance party will delay the inevitable. However, core now down to 80%, 70%, 71, 60. All members, except for Vala, down for 5 Chen meta. And this will definitely be game. A dominating performance by HBK. And I think it's safe to say that Vikings pick was nails. They just couldn't overcome the constant pressure in addition to the level advantage. I mean, look at Vikings, 35,000 XP soaked. That's more than 5 times anybody on the side of 5 Chen meta, and that really was the difference. At about halfway through that game, you saw that level lead come through, and 5 Chen meta just never to respond. Not only that, the APOC Leap Ring of Frost combo with some Twilight Dreams sprinkled in there for good measure was executed really well by the Heartbreak Kids, and they kind of controlled that game from about halfway through right up until the end. Congratulations to the Heartbreak Kids. Their record on Season 4, now 2-3 during our last regular game of Season 4. Chair League playoffs will start next week. Looking forward to casting some of those. 5 Chen meta falling to 1-6 with their loss today. Join me on Thursday at 6 o'clock. I have one more cast this week. As you can see above my head, it'll be another Division 2 game. Snitches Get Stitches versus FSG. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Have a wonderful night. If you see me in the Nexus, don't be afraid to reach out. I love meeting new people, members of the community. The Heroes people are always fantastic. And once again, congratulations to the Heartbreak Kids. Good night.